What's up, Faith students? Last night we had another incredible service talking about the book of Daniel, where we finished up Daniel chapter 5. Daniel chapter 5 ends with us talking about what the hand wrote on the wall. And he wrote three words. It wrote many, tekel, and parson. And what those words mean, many just means that our days are numbered. Tekel means that our lives will be weighed. It's going to be in the balance. And then parson means our earthly things will be given to someone else when you look at it in the context of our life. And so there's a lot of things that you can talk about with all three of those words, but what we focused on last night is this idea of living with the right perspective. What's that look like? Number one, our first point was this. It's live my life, talking about me, talking about each one of us, live my life with the right perspective. Man, we looked at Philippians chapter 4, verses 6 through 9. I'm going to read it here for you. And we broke this down. It says this: don't worry about anything, nothing. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank Him for all that He has done. That's when you'll then experience the peace which exceeds anything we can understand. When you go on down, it says this. It says, fix your thoughts on what is true, or just things that are real, genuine, reliable. What is honorable? That's a lifestyle separate from this worldly culture. What is right? Specifically, what's right according to God. What's pure? That's integrity both in your heart and in your mind. What is lovely? That's pleasing, grateful. It's living a life with gratitude. And what's admirable? That means excellent, specifically regarding living and doing things the best that you can as you follow Christ. And we looked at why it's so important to live with this right perspective. When we looked at Luke chapter 21, 25 through 28, where Jesus said, when these things begin to happen in the world, look up, for your salvation or your redemption is near. And that redemption, man, it's used in a context of when somebody has a ransom for your life. But Jesus comes and he saves you, and he takes you and he saves you and sets you free. Man, point two is this. We looked at focusing our attention on things that I can't see. So it's so easy to look at the things that we can see. And a lot of times when we look at the things that only we can see, that's when we start seeing these distractions. But man, when we look at things that we cannot see, that's when we begin to operate within the Holy Spirit within us. We read 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verses 8 through 18. While I was studying this, I joked, man, I almost started running outside because I was getting so fired up. I'm going to read the beginning of it, and then the very end. It says, we're hard pressed on every side, but not crushed. We're perplexed, or may seem lost without a way, but we're not in despair. We're persecuted, but we're not abandoned. We're struck down, but not destroyed. That's what happens when we live a life with Jesus. All these things can come at us, but when we focus our attention on the things that we can't see, it says this: so we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen. Since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. And it's that life with Christ. Last point 3 is this: focus my heart on faith, not fear. Love what it says in Psalm 34:4. It says, I prayed to the Lord, and He answered me. He freed me from all my fears. 2 Timothy 1:7, it says this: for God's not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. And then we went on and read Hebrews 11:32 through 34. Hebrews 11 is this faith chapter, and it says this: how much more do I need to say? It would take too long to recount all these different stories of Gideon, of Barak, of Samson, of all these different people. But it says by faith, these people overthrew kingdoms, ruled with justice, received what God promised them. It says their weakness was turned to strength. They became stronger in battle and put armies to flight. And so when we focus our heart on our faith in God, our faith in Jesus, not on the fears, not on the things that can attack us and tempt us and bring us down, but we focus on faith. That's how we can begin to live with this right perspective. So excited to see what God continues to do in this series. Again, like, subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, put them down below. We Well, check those out. We love you guys so much. Invite your friends for next week as we continue on in this Daniel series as we'll jump into Daniel chapter 6. We love you guys.